Many people are not unable to sleep because their body is not tired. Their body is tired, but their brain cannot switch off. Your brain remains in fight or flight mode. It is lying in bed, but it has not received the signal that it is safe to sleep. Welcome back to DeepSleep Health Lab. In the last episode, we talked about why sleep matters. Today, we are going to look at a different question. What exactly is affecting the quality of our sleep? Before we get into the main topic, I want to begin with a story. About 18 years ago, a friend of mine was running a medical software company. The business was doing well. Orders were being fulfilled, and an investment that had already been agreed upon was about to arrive. Then, on September 15th, 2008, Lehman Brothers collapsed. Almost overnight, everything changed. Orders were cancelled. The investment was suspended. The money left in the company account was only enough to pay employees for less than 2 months. He had no choice but to use his own savings to keep the company alive. The pressure was enormous. The anxiety was constant, and night after night, he could not sleep. I watched him lose weight. I watched him become more irritable. His whole body seemed to be carrying the weight of the company. But he was not someone who gave up easily. After 3 difficult months, the delayed investment finally arrived. That day when he saw me, the first thing he said was not about money. It was not about the company. It was this. I finally had my first full night of sleep in months. Once the financial pressure was lifted, his sleep returned. And before long, he looked like himself again, energetic, clear-minded, and full of life. Today, when we look at our own lives, the same pattern is everywhere. Heavy workloads, relationships, financial pressure, uncertainty, and risks we cannot fully control. Stress and anxiety are no longer rare events. For many people, they are part of everyday life. And this brings us to the first major factor that damages sleep quality: stress and anxiety. Many people are not unable to sleep because their body is not tired. Their body is tired, but their brain cannot switch off. Why do stress and anxiety affect sleep so strongly? First, stress increases the activity of the sympathetic nervous system. Even when you are lying in bed, your heart rate may remain high. Your alertness stays elevated. Cortisol, the body's stress hormone, may still be active. Your brain remains in fight or flight mode. It is lying in bed, but it has not received the signal that it is safe to sleep. Second, stress often creates rumination. Rumination means repeatedly going over the events of the day. What happened? What went wrong? What still needs to be done? And what might happen tomorrow? This kind of thinking often becomes strongest at night, when the room is quiet and there is nothing else to distract the mind. That is exactly when the brain should be preparing for sleep. Instead, it starts reviewing risks. Third, anxiety can create sleep performance anxiety. The more you worry about not sleeping, the harder it becomes to sleep. The more you calculate, how many hours do I still have left? The more active the brain becomes, and sleep moves further away. In short, our sleep quality is shaped by several major systems: the stress system, the body clock, the breathing system, the metabolic system, and the sleep environment around us. Let us now look at the second major factor, the body clock, or circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is the internal timing system that helps decide when we wake up, when we feel alert, when we eat, when body temperature changes, and when we begin to feel sleepy. It is shaped by daily patterns: the time we wake up, the light we receive, the time we eat, the time we move, and the time we go to bed. When this rhythm is stable, sleep becomes more predictable. But when the rhythm becomes irregular, sleep quality can drop quickly. For example, going to bed at 1 o'clock tonight and 3 o'clock tomorrow night. Sleeping 5 hours on weekdays and 10 hours on weekends. Working under strong light at night but seeing very little sunlight during the day. Traveling across time zones. Working shifts. Or handling intense work right before bed. These behaviors can create what is often called social jet lag. That means your daily schedule is no longer aligned with your biological clock. Your body no longer knows when to release melatonin. It does not know when to lower body temperature. It does not know when to enter sleep mode. If this continues for a long time, good sleep becomes much harder to maintain. The third major factor is the breathing system. And here, one condition is especially easy to underestimate: obstructive sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is not just snoring. In medicine, an apnea event is usually counted when breathing stops for more than 10 seconds during sleep. The immediate effect is a sudden drop in blood oxygen. Typical signs include loud snoring, waking up choking or gasping, dry mouth in the morning headaches, daytime sleepiness, poor concentration, and sometimes high blood pressure that is difficult to control. Sleep apnea does not usually affect sleep by making you unable to fall asleep. It affects sleep in a different way. It repeatedly cuts into sleep from within. A person may feel they have slept for 7 hours. But during those 7 hours, the brain and body may have been pulled out of stable sleep again and again. The result is repeated oxygen drops, fragmented sleep, and poor recovery. This is why sleep apnea can be so damaging. It can quietly destroy sleep quality without the person fully realizing it. The fourth factor is evening light, electronic screens, and information stimulation. Screens affect sleep through two main pathways. The first is light. Phones, computers, and tablets emit short wavelength blue light. This light can interfere with melatonin production and delay the body's sleep signal. The second pathway is content stimulation. Short videos, news, social media, work messages, games. These do not calm the brain down. They stimulate the reward system and the emotional system. You may think you are relaxing, but the brain is receiving new information, new emotions, and new rewards again and again. The message to the brain is simple: do not sleep yet. Keep going. For many people today, screen use before bed has become one of the biggest external disruptors of sleep. The fifth factor is caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine. These three substances affect sleep directly. Let us begin with caffeine. To understand caffeine, we first need to understand adenosine. Adenosine is a natural substance in the body. In the brain, one of its roles is to reduce neuronal activity and to promote sleepiness, relaxation, and sleep pressure. As the day goes on, adenosine gradually builds up. That is one reason we feel sleepy at night. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors. In simple terms, it temporarily hides the body's sleepiness signal. You may feel awake, but the need for sleep has not disappeared. It has only been covered up. Studies show that caffeine taken even 6 hours before bedtime can still significantly disrupt sleep. Large amounts of caffeine have an even stronger negative effect. Alcohol is more misleading. It may make a person feel sleepy faster, but the sleep that follows is not good quality sleep. During the second half of the night after alcohol begins to metabolize, REM sleep is disrupted. REM sleep is an important stage of the sleep cycle. When it is damaged, night waking increases. Sleep becomes fragmented. the structure of sleep is disturbed. The quality of recovery declines. Drinking alcohol before bed for several nights in a row can seriously interfere with normal sleep structure. So the idea that a little alcohol helps sleep is one of the most common mistakes in sleep health. Nicotine is simpler. Nicotine is a stimulant. It activates the nervous system and can clearly damage sleep. So before sleep, it is best to stay away from caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine. The sixth factor is lack of exercise or exercising at the wrong time. Exercise is usually good for sleep. It increases sleep pressure. It improves mood. It reduces stress. It helps the body maintain metabolic stability. Moderate exercise is one of the most reliable habits for better sleep. But timing matters. If high-intensity exercise is done too close to bedtime, the body may remain too activated. Core body temperature may stay high. Sympathetic nervous activity may remain elevated. Heart rate may not settle down. Instead of helping sleep, intense late-night exercise may delay it. So, exercise is beneficial, but try to avoid vigorous activity right before bed. The seventh factor is bedroom temperature. Sleep requires the body's core temperature to fall slightly. If the room is too hot, the body has trouble releasing heat. This can increase night waking and reduce sleep continuity. A cooler bedroom usually helps the body move into sleep more smoothly. A commonly recommended range is around 16 to 20 degrees Celsius. But this is not the same for everyone. Older adults, people who feel cold easily, or people with certain health conditions may need a warmer room. The point is not to chase a fixed number. The point is to create an environment where the body can cool down comfortably and stay asleep. The eighth factor is meal timing, heavy dinners, and late-night snacks. Food usually has a weaker effect on sleep than stress, circadian rhythm, or caffeine. But for some people, it matters a great deal. Eating too much before bed can create several problems. Delayed stomach emptying, acid reflux, higher body temperature, nighttime blood sugar fluctuations, more nighttime urination, and discomfort when lying down. These factors can increase night waking, light sleep, and early morning awakening. So, if sleep quality is poor, late heavy meals should not be ignored. The ninth factor is insufficient daylight and too little outdoor activity. Many people do not realize that sunlight during the day affects sleep at night. Daytime bright light is an important signal for setting the body clock. Morning light, especially natural light, helps move the circadian rhythm earlier. This makes it easier for sleepiness to arrive at night. But if a person stays indoors for long periods, with too little light exposure during the day, the body clock signal becomes weaker. Sleepiness may come later. The sleep schedule may begin to drift. This is common among people who work from home, people who work indoors for long hours, and older adults who spend little time outside. The 10th factor is bedding comfort. The main role of bedding is to reduce discomfort, neck and shoulder pain, lower back pain, feeling too hot or too cold, skin irritation, allergies, and pressure points. When the mattress, pillow, blanket, or sheet is not suitable, discomfort may build up during the night. And naturally, that affects sleep. Bedding will not solve every sleep problem, but uncomfortable bedding can certainly make sleep worse. These are the 10 major factors that can affect sleep quality. At the end of today's episode, let us summarize them again, from the most important to the more environmental factors. Number 1, stress and anxiety. Number 2, irregular schedule and disrupted circadian rhythm. Number 3, sleep apnea and breathing problems during sleep. Number 4. Electronic screens, bright light, and information stimulation before bed. Number 5. Caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine. Number 6. Lack of exercise or intense exercise too close to bedtime. Number 7. An unsuitable bedroom temperature. Number 8. Late dinners, heavy meals, and late-night snacks. Number 9. Too little daylight during the day. Number 10. Unsuitable bedding. Sleep is not affected by one single thing. It is shaped by many systems working together. Your stress system, your body clock, your breathing, your metabolism, your environment, and your daily habits. If you want better sleep, the first step is not to blame yourself. The first step is to identify what is interfering with your sleep. Once you know the real cause, you can begin to change it. If you found today's episode helpful, please like this video and subscribe to DeepSleep Health Lab. We will continue to focus on your sleep health and share clear, practical, science-based knowledge to help you sleep better.